Hello everyone, DM Johnny here from Dungeons & Dice, and today we're going to go over the biggest changes coming to Paladin in One DND. Let's get started.
Get it on!
Okay, first big change, good change by the way, is you get cantrips, which Paladins don't get cantrips at all, and you get 2 level 1 spell slots at level 1. Generally, Paladins wait to level 2. So cantrips, obviously a big thing, because now you can get guidance, which is awesome. Spare the Dying, Sacred Flame, Thaumaturgy, maybe 1 or 2 more, but most of them are just support or Sacred Flame, which is cool. And of course, level 2 or level 1 spells to start with just gives you a lot more options as the Paladin. Second thing to go over, Lay on Hands. Hasn't been changed, at least from what I could read, which is perfect. That is one of the best class features in the game, so I think it's fine as is. One of the biggest changes, however, is to Divine Smite. You used to be able to use it, if you had 2 attacks, you could use it twice per turn. Now it can only be once per turn, but you can use it as an unarmed attack, which I guess would be great if you were taken prisoner or if you were a monk multi-class. Personally, I think this is a good change. Now it's from a DM perspective, but even as Paladin was my first class, and with Divine Smite, you just spam Divine Smite because it's so good. This kind of opens up more options. It only looked like they had 1 subclass, and what I could tell, you got whatever the spell of the subclass gave you. I think this one of them was Shield of Faith. You could cast one of those spells once per day for free. So hopefully that translates to all of the subclasses. Free spells on a Paladin when they don't have a lot of spells is very good. Another class feature, Divine Sense, because it only lasts like a turn. Now it's extended in 10 minutes, however it will take Channel Divinity, which means you basically get a 10-foot detection radius for undead, celestials, and fiends at the cost of a divine, what is it freaking called? Channel Divinity, that's what it is. I literally just said it, but yes, I think that's a fair trade. I think it's basically almost useless unless you use it instantly in a room as it is, so this is just a good buff. Biggest change for me is at the level 5, Paladins get Find Steed for free, and it only takes an action to use, and it doesn't take a spell slot. Well, the first time anyways. That means basically you can World of Warcraft. A little story real quick. I actually played Paladin in WoW because I wanted to have a free mount, because some of you might not remember this, but when you hit level 40 in original WoW, it didn't mean you could afford a mount. Like it didn't, there were a lot of gold, so this was just an easy way that in Warlock, and that's why I did it. Also, I hope that this means they're adjusting the mount rules, mount combat rules. They're, as written, a little confusing and could certainly use some updating. This rule leads me to believe that's coming, which would be awesome. And the last thing I want to hit on is the level 7. I will hit the level 20 thing as well, but most of us are probably going to end at level 10 or 11. So level 7, you get Abjure Foes is what it's called. And basically, I think it's either your Wisdom or Charisma modifier. As many creatures as you can see, you can either make them roll a save for a fear or a daze, and a daze basically means they could either use an action or a bonus action. More utility as a Paladin is great. And to hit on the auras, those have not been changed. So the auras are still the same as far as I can tell. Now there are currently 3 epic boons that you can take at level 20 as the Paladin. First one, all of these give +1 to either Int, Charisma, or Wisdom, your call. And the first one is just True Sight. You get it permanently at 60 feet. This is again level 20, which is super powerful, but at level 20, you probably have someone that can cast this, or like potions or something. So situational, but still useful, I guess, in certain things. Another one is called the Boon of Fates or something like that. Basically, an ally you can see within 30 or 60 feet. I'd have to look again. You can then be like, hey, he missed. I'm going to give him 2d4, basically double guidance. And then he gets to add that to the roll. And, they hit or they don't. You can do this for ability checks and maybe saving throws. I don't know. Saving throws is kind of strong. Let me check real quick. All right, well, I'm just going to have to put in if it was in saving throws or not. But as it stands, I don't think it's saving throws. I think it's attack rolls and ability checks. And when you go to sleep for a long rest, by the way, you get 8 of these 2d4. You roll a d8, and that's how many of those 2d4 you get back. So you're going to get a lot of 2d4s. Pretty good, but I think the last epic boon is the best one. The last epic boon is basically whenever you cast a spell of level 1, 2, 3, or 4, you get to roll a d4. If the die matches the spell, it's a free spell. And it's not once per day, it's just whenever you cast a spell. Paladin spells only go up to level 5. This is going to be a great one. Having not looked at the other casters, I don't know if there's other epic boons like this, but this is very much good for a Paladin. I wouldn't really care if like level 4 for a cleric or a wizard, not so much, but this is great for a Paladin. This is probably the one I would take as a Paladin if you get to level 20. All right, those are the biggest changes coming to Paladin in One DND. Of course, this is all a work in progress and could be totally outdated by the time I put the video out. But if not, first off, thank you to my patrons. I will do more of these as I look over the One DND rules. And your name's on the wall. Patrons, thanks, yay. I am gonna do some more videos, but if you liked what you saw and got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.